Hey guys, it's Alex back with another episode of Nerdscast. It's Nerdscast episode 20. I'm joined here by...
Hello, I'm James.
Hi, I'm Paris.
Cool. And we're going to hit today off quickly with some trailers that have come out recently. James, you actually went to go and see... We'll cover Mission Impossible.
Okay, right.
First of all.
Just because you want to do your favourite ones first, probably.
How was it? Because I haven't actually gone to go and see it.
How was it?
Yes.
I think it was really good. In my humble opinion, it wasn't as good as the fourth, but a lot of people say the third was the best. However, 5, pretty good.
Better
Gotta
than 3.
say. But I would go as far to say, for a lot of people, they would say the best yet.
Yeah.
But really good.
Yeah.
Really good. I'll talk about it later.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. Going along the theme of new stuff and also trailers, I don't think you've seen the new game that's coming out for Doctor Who.
Do you know I haven't?
Okay.
Right.
It's a new Lego game.
Yes.
Capaldi's doing voice acting for it.
But of course.
Yes. And it's... Because I know that you like Capaldi, don't you?
I don't mind him. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
You prefer Matt Smith, though?
I am a bit of a Matt Smith fan.
Fair
Gotta
enough.
be honest.
Fair enough.
Sorry, David Tennant fans. Gotta be honest.
And there's a new game coming out called Lego Dimensions. We've both seen the trailer. And essentially it's Lego's way of just bringing in all of the coolest stuff from all their most recent Lego games.
Right, okay.
So I don't know whether you've played any of the...
I haven't,
Okay.
but don't let that put me off.
No.
Right.
It does have quite a heavy Doctor Who element in it, because I think he's sort of the main reason why all of the universes come together.
Well, if they're Daleks, I'm happy.
There are. I'm not too happy about their design, but there are Daleks.
Oh, okay.
They're following the design of the very early grey Daleks.
Are they? What, you
Yeah.
mean the 1960s?
Yeah.
Blue spots, that kind of thing.
But obviously being made out of Lego, they have to try their best to...
Actually, you say that, but if you take a look at a few trailers and photos from the next series, Series 9, due to kick off in September.
Oh, really? That's that early?
Yes, is that early? If you look, there's actually a few images of Daleks that's gone back to that old school look.
Good,
So,
good. Because I never liked the Matt Smith look that they brought in.
the big 5 multicoloured
Yeah, I
rainbow
really
kind of
hated
things.
that idea.
The baked bean one.
Yeah.
That's so coolly named because it was orange.
But yeah, so I'm glad then that they're going back to their roots a bit with that idea.
Yeah, any colour you like, as long as it's blue.
Okay, so I don't know what you think of the idea of having... I mean, personally, I feel like Capaldi was actually better as a voice actor in that game. I feel more invested in him than I did when he was Doctor.
Well,
in-
I feel like Peter, compared to, I think, the last reincarnations of Doctor Who, he's more of the stage actor. He's quite dramatic and he's got the age and experience to back it up. So his voice, I think, is really well suited for it.
Yeah, certainly.
Paris, you're not talking much.
I mean, you've seen Doctor Who, haven't you?
Yeah,
Have you seen the Capaldi stuff?
a bit. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
still on?
It hasn't been on... When was the last episode, roughly?
The last episode was Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah, of course it was,
Yeah.
with Nick Frost.
Hmm. Yeah.
Which I
Santa
feel
Claus.
so sorry for him. It's god-awful. It was sort of
Can
like-
I ask why? Can I ask
I
why?
don't know. It was a cross between Alien and the story of Christmas. It was really odd.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from there, especially the alien bit. I don't know. It kind of works. I thought it kind of works.
I just feel sorry for Nick Frost because him and Simon Pegg, they're always best together. I feel, but I always feel like Simon Pegg's getting the best roles and Nick Frost is just picking up what's left.
Well, you say that, but Simon Pegg did actually appear in Doctor Who once.
Yeah, he did. I know. That's what I'm
2006, I
saying
think.
because he was in the one with the Almighty Zarlak, wasn't it? No, sorry, that was Star Wars. The Almighty Zarlak was Star Wars. The Mighty Jagrafess.
It was indeed.
Yes.
And I'm glad you remember that name because I didn't.
On the that was the Ninth Doctor.
Let me think.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Big ears.
Okay, big ears.
Yeah,
You call him Big Ears for a reason.
because I think Captain Jack calls him that at some point.
He
See.
was towards the end of that series. He was.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, I just feel like he's always picking up the what's left.
Yeah. See what you mean.
I mean, Simon Pegg even got in before Nick Frost did with Star Wars.
Well, Simon Pegg not only really good actor,
But
but
he's a director, isn't he?
director, writer. I actually told you the other day that I think he's writing writing or directing the new Star Trek movie, also coming out next year.
Yeah.
So, be an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely.
And funny enough, was in Mission Impossible.
Yes,
I
he
went to go and
was.
see him. So yeah,
And he's got his own standalone movie now. I don't know whether you've seen the trailer for it. Absolutely anything.
No.
absolutely not. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? I think it's the general plot of it is that, I know it sounds really cheesy, but aliens give this guy superpowers where he can basically do anything that he wants.
Oh, yeah,
So
I've
it
seen
would
the
be a
trailer
really
now.
shit idea if it wasn't Simon Pegg. Because we want to see Simon Pegg basically put his humour into anything
Yeah.
that a human being would want to do. One of them being, I think his girlfriend's ironing downstairs, and then he basically just makes the floor disappear and then look down her top.
Is Simon Pegg an actor as well?
Yeah,
Is he that one who's in Shaun of the Dead?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know who
Hot
you're talking
Fuzz and The World's End.
Right. Yet to see World's End.
You
Got it. Not yet to see it.
Very good.
Yeah, I heard.
Not
it's
as
really
good as Hot Fuzz though. Best of the Cornetto trilogy
I
would
like
have
Hot
to be
Fuzz.
Hot
Yeah,
Fuzz.
I like that one. Yeah.
But have you seen Hot Fuzz, Paris? You haven't. Wow, I think you'd love it.
What's that about?
Timothy Dalton's the villain, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a comedy that's based around the policing system that we have in this country, and it's about a police officer who's relocated to the country because they all feel like he's making the rest of the officers look bad because he's very good at his job. So he's down about being relocated to the country because he's under the impression that nothing happens in the country. It's all nice and cheerful, which to the most part, at first appearance, it is. Everyone's all very cheerful in the village and that sort of thing. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but it turns out that the people that govern this village, they're very passionate about a yearly event which determines the best village of the year. And they will do absolutely anything in order to win that.
I think the idea of the movie also is. Did I cut you off there?
No, it's fine. Sorry, no, I felt like I was running out of information.
Okay.
sensitive that someone else jumped in.
I think with the movie, I think the idea was to try and make cops cool because
Yeah.
if you look at the American cops, they've got
Guns.
they've got the guns they carry around with, they've got the cool muscle cars for the police cars. We've got Vauxhall Astras, and I think the
Yeah.
whole point there's actually a car chase in that. I think 2 Vauxhall Astra diesels, 2 pretty cheap cars.
Yeah.
Just trying to chase each other. It's not really working.
But yeah, you're definitely right that its maybe secondary purpose was to make the British policemen look a bit more cool. Maybe rivalry with the American police.
Yeah.
Which
But being British, there's a few less donuts.
oh yeah, they tend to, because that's the thing with the Cornetto trilogy. It's only named that because every single film has an appearance of a Cornetto ice cream. So I don't know if you remember in Shaun of the Dead, but after the zombie outbreak, Simon Pegg goes off to a corner shop and then brings back, I think it's 2 red Cornetto ice creams to his friend who he rooms with. And in every single film, they have a Cornetto colour that represents the film. So red for Shaun of the Dead, blue for Hot Fuzz, and green for World's End.
Nice product placement.
Yeah. There's a fair amount of it in Hot Fuzz. But yeah, the general outline is that this village will do anything they can to win this Village of the Year award, and it gets pretty sort of cultish, to say the absolute least. But it's a very good film. Quite a few famous actors in the. Who plays Seymour Skinner? He's quite a famous actor.
Seymour Skinner.
He's the owner of the shopping mall.
Wasn't Timothy Dalton? Is it who I just said? Was it?
No, because wait.
He was the villain.
Was he also in Harry Potter? Because there were 2 villains. There was the...
Just shows how long I haven't watched this film for.
Okay. Well, sorry, what was the name again that you had?
I said Timothy Dalton,
I'll put up a
James
picture of
Bond, 1980s.
It may be him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in the film, he was, I think, early on, you first see him jogging, I think.
Yeah, that's him.
There
Yeah,
we go,
that's the
Timothy
one.
Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely recommend that to you, Paris,
Yeah.
to watch.
If you want to see James Bond as a villain, go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to do a quick shout out to my friend Sophie, who runs a Wattpad account. I'll put a link in the description below.
So she runs a what?
A Wattpad,
Oh,
Wattpad
right,
account,
okay.
which is basically the YouTube for writers.
Okay.
And she does some very good novels. She gets them out at a rate of knots. I have no idea how she manages to do it that quickly, but I definitely recommend looking at some of her new work and scanning through and seeing some of her older stuff, because it definitely is a good read. Okay, moving on to some. We'll move on to the James Bond stuff if you want.
Okay.
So we've
the aforementioned 007. Okay.
Yes. Have you seen the trailer to?
No, I'm
Spectre.
sorry.
Okay.
So just have you actually seen any trailers this decade? Maybe.
Well, no, because I showed her a couple that came out recently. We'll cover those after James Bond, but we
Yeah.
could probably fill in for her the story of this one, because it follows on quite soon after Skyfall, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I've seen the trailer for ages.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I believe what it's meant to be is that for some reason Bond never mentioned that he had a brother.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got. You're looking about halfway through the trailer,
Yeah.
and this guy in the background who suspiciously knows a lot about James Bond's past, his parents and so forth. So you do get the feeling it's this guy, his brother.
Yeah, he also has a burnt out photo, doesn't he, where it's him standing with his parents and then there's another kid.
You think you do see that in the trailer? Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the trailers. Yeah.
The trailer as a whole stands quite well as a Bond trailer. I think it comes close to Quantum of Solace in terms of exciting action.
Well, don't say that, because Quantum of Solace wasn't the most
I like Quantum
thrilling.
of Solace. Quantum of
Was
Solace
it?
was good. I think it was better than Casino Royale.
So your eyes just lit up when you just said that.
So good. But the only thing I didn't like about the trailer was the whole Hot Wheel car vibe they had going, because there were two cars chasing one another.
Yes.
And I think it was Bond's car up front, and he managed to ignite his ignition and then it torched the the front of the car pursuing him.
Yeah. So it's basically James Bond. We could talk about the car for a second.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
If you car lovers out there, if you two are car lovers, you're a girl. Are you a car lover?
Not overly, more of a bike.
Okay, you like your bikes. Good, we've got something in common. Was obviously James Bond. He's in his Aston Martin. Of course, Bond's always had an Aston. Not always, but quite often. And he's being chased, quite as you quite rightly say, Alex, by a McLaren.
Yeah.
And you do see the scene where he lights the back exhausts and flames and stuff. So this probably is the first Bond car to have gadgets on it since Daniel Craig's actually played the role.
Well, no, that's not entirely true, because we had the I rubbish with car makes and stuff, but what about the car that he took to Scotland nearer to the end of Skyfall? I mean, that had machine guns under the lights and...
Arguably, yes. But you've got to admit, that car was a copy, by the way, of the original DB5. That car came straight from the 60s. It was really more of a Sean Connery kind of car, not especially for Daniel Craig of the modern
so
era.
one that is specifically designed for Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig's Bond.
I know. But this car could be especially designed for Daniel Craig.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
it's probably going
Aston aren't going to make these cars for the general public.
No, as you told me yesterday.
They're going to make about 10 of them, and just for the movie.
And they'll most likely become really expensive collector's
Yeah,
items.
private collectors.
'Cause you said
get
there
your checkbooks out.
Are those the 10 that aren't being destroyed?
I'm sure one of the 10 might live.
Because I know they'll probably use some of them for stunts. And
Yeah, definitely.
okay, cool. But all in all, I'm going into it with an open mind.
Yeah.
I just don't know about the whole Hot Wheel feel.
If you that's your odd qualm. My odd qualm about the movie would be it comes out, I think, for us, early to mid-November. But if you're an American in America,
it comes out earlier.
It comes out in October.
Damn it. Wow, that's odd for a film that's associated with us. It's part of our legacy.
Yeah. Ian Fleming, Britain, ex-SAS. Of course, James Bond's British, of course, Scottish if you like. It should be British. It should be. We get to see it first.
Is it mainly being shot in America for this one?
I think it's because of MGM.
Oh right, okay, fair enough.
It's contractual obligations. More.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it very much earlier for America, or is it just a couple of a month or so?
It's just, to be honest, it's not even that. It's just a few weeks.
All right, okay.
It's not that bad.
I can live with that.
It's not that bad. Yeah.
I was somewhat fearing it may just be something like a half a year or something
No,
terrible.
no,
like
it's not that bad.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, good. One thing that brought it back for me though was that I noticed that the actor who plays Moriarty in the TV adaptation of Sherlock is going to be in it,
He is indeed.
and he's also going to be playing not the main villain, but he'll be playing a villain,
He will be playing a villain,
which is fantastic because he does so well at doing that.
He's a
So
pretty good actor.
He is
yeah.
a fantastic actor, so I can't wait to see him in when James Bond returns.
Neither can I. Looking forward to it. Hopefully, it'll do pretty well. Bear in mind that Skyfall, I think, was one of the 12th high-grossing movies of all time.
Yeah,
So we'll see how Spectre gets.
Star Wars Episode 5 still up there. Yes, it will never get taken down.
Star Wars fan.
Moving on to something maybe that Paris might be able to.
Let's
Getting
get
on.
you more into this,
Yeah.
shall we?
We recently watched the Deadpool trailer. Marvel. I'm gonna say he's not a superhero nor is he a supervillain. He works on his own terms. He you don't know much about Deadpool, do you?
Not really.
Okay, so I believe, because I don't read much of the comic books about him, because up to this trailer I hated the character and the idea behind him. But
Okay.
basically he's a man who suffers with various types of cancer,
Yeah.
and a government agency gave him various powers, but should his cancer ever be cured, then he'll just die.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's able to survive any amount of explosives or gunshots that are put towards him. That's why in the first trailer he pretty much jumps off of a bridge and lands on a car. Because he's like, fuck it, whatever. I can survive this. There's also a scene where he gets shot through the leg and he's just like, motherfucker! But yeah, so he can survive numerous amounts of punishment. He also breaks the I think it's the third wall where he talks to the audience.
Right.
And he
okay.
talks as if he is a comic book character. Which was the element that I didn't like about him, but I'm starting to enjoy a bit more. And we've had 2 trailers of it. Paris, what do you think in terms of...
I think he seems like a great character.
Yeah?
But why is he so old? Like, the descriptions they gave for him, it's like...
Well, he's not actually all that old. It's just that that's what the surgical procedure actually did to him.
What did they describe that he looked like again?
I think the second insult was you look like an avocado that made out with an older avocado. But yeah, he does look pretty gross. But again, I'm really liking the third wall thing. Like when he shoots the 3 guys through the head and he sniffs the smoke coming out of the gun, he just says, "I'm touching myself tonight."
Okay.
It's pretty dark shit, but.
I think he was a perfect actor for that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, because he seems a bit of an arsehole in that, but he's also a bit of an arsehole in real life as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, like...
I don't know anything about the actor, but...
Like, I saw on Facebook a screenshot of a tweet saying that his young daughter done a picture for him, and he was like, most people would put it in the fridge, but I threw it in the bin because it was a piece of rubbish.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. And I'm just like, oh, that's great.
Fair enough.
Your kids are gonna love you.
No, then they definitely chose well for that character because he plays it very, very well. He's not meant to be a likable character in the sense that you'd like him as a friend.
Yeah.
But he's a likable character in the sense that he's just absolutely batshit crazy.
I might have to look up this movie.
Yeah, I'll show you the
Have to.
trailer if you
Right.
have time after the podcast.
Probably.
But so yeah, that's Deadpool. So moving on to Suicide Squad. Both seen the trailer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally just a few minutes ago.
Literally just a few minutes ago. And I'm going to do a quick summation for those who don't know.
Thank you.
So Suicide Squad, essentially the idea behind it is that there's a government organisation led by someone called Waller, and she wants to bring together all of the world's most dangerous criminals to run missions for them. And the idea behind it is that should anything go wrong, they have plausible deniability because they can just blame it on them, like they're supervillains. We had no input. And I believe also in the comic books, they installed nanobombs in their necks, so should anything go wrong, they have a surefire way of killing them.
There was a man in a gorilla suit. Actually, no, I say there's a man
panda.
in a panda suit.
And a
suit.
goat.
And a goat.
So what kind of film is this again?
Okay, I believe
It looks great.
the goat and
It's a bit out there.
the goat and panda idea, and I don't know if you noticed that there's someone in a Batman costume.
There was indeed, yeah.
Bruce Wayne is meant to be in it, but I don't believe Batman's meant to make an appearance. The reason why that Batman was there is that there's a group in Gotham or a city like Gotham that dress up like Batman to mock him and to show him up.
So this is like a
Yeah, 'cause
like
the
an
costume
offshoot
was
of
bad.
Batman almost.
Hmm?
So this is like an offshoot of Batman almost,
Well,
in a weird, creeped out way.
yeah, because I believe it's also focusing around one of my favourite DC characters at the moment, Harley Quinn.
Right,
I don't know whether
course.
you know much about Harley Quinn.
a little.
Harley Quinn?
You just told me in the other room.
So I did. So Harley Quinn, for those who don't know, is formerly at this point, I think formally the Joker's girlfriend, and likes to do everything that she does in his image.
Right.
I don't know if they did split up, how that ended. In the comic book adaptation, she likes to go around cutting people's faces to remind her of the Joker.
Sounds like a lovely woman, doesn't she?
Yeah, and there's also this scene where Deadshot, who's played by Will Smith in the film,
Right.
is fighting Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn wins the fight, knocks Deadshot out, and then ties him to a chair, finds what she can left of the Joker because he's been skinned by someone, we don't know who.
Ouch.
And all that's
Psycho.
left is his face.
Of
And
course.
she attaches it to Deadshot's mask and makes out with it while it's attached to his head.
Very psychotic.
Yes.
I'm lost for words.
But all in all, Harley Quinn has always been one of my favourite villains, purely because of her love for the Joker and the fact that she does everything in his image, and she dresses like a psychotic clown, which is cool. But someone who's also come into Suicide Squad, who I've never come across before, the Joker's daughter, and I did the bunny ears because the only reason why she calls herself the Joker's daughter is that she found the face of the Joker,
Yeah.
stapled it to her own face, and then does everything in his image. So she's sort of rivaling Harley Quinn in that sense.
Why is it not like eroded or something? You know, like when you bury dead people, like over time it erodes. Why is the face not eroded? Are they keeping it in the fridge or something?
I think it was in some sort of preservation storage when
Yeah,
they found
that
it.
was not the first thing that came to my mind.
How are they keeping the head or like the face? Okay, so what was going to be yours then? Like, what's the fuck?
Yeah. I should probably point out at this point,
Yes,
it's not really my kind of cup of movie, cup of
Yeah.
tea.
that's fair enough.
Sounds like mine.
It does produce, yeah. Well, by the sounds of it, how do they keep the face fresh?
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe they should write a movie afterwards just to
just
answer
the
that
origin
question.
story of the Joker's face. Yeah.
They should actually show that in the film though, like them like keeping it all.
Well, that's the thing, because I don't know whether they're going to be doing their own adaptation of it, because as I hope both of you noticed, right at the end, the Joker's still alive.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that happens later on in the film, or whether this... Because it's really difficult to work out the storyline reading the comics and then also looking at the film, because originally Harley Quinn was a psychiatrist, strangely enough.
Was she really?
The
Yes.
irony.
She was a psychiatrist. And
And then she went psychotic.
she went psychotic because of the Joker.
Okay.
He was one of her patients, and I think she spent about 11 sessions with him. And at the 11th session, he told her this story of how his father was killed by a drunk driver, and he basically, to got revenge, severed the pinky finger that had the wedding ring on it, and then probably killed him. And then brought the finger to Harley Quinn just to show that
Okay.
that she could get revenge, because I think her father died as well.
Now, that wouldn't change me into a raving lunatic. It'd probably make me feel sick.
Well, yeah, but she's a psychiatrist, so she probably has to deal with some pretty fucked up shit. So,
Nicely put.
That's an
probably-
interesting job. That's actually a good job, just to watch like a bunch of psychos see what they do. Imagine like one day you're just like, oh, here's a finger.
Yeah, but then you got to make them better. How do you make someone like that better?
Well, you
They're
can't. We
doomed.
can't with the Joker. That's the point, because it's actually the Joker who turns Harley. Harley goes to her superiors and says to them, "Look, no, that's weird with one headphone off." Says to them, "Look, I want to be able to make the Joker better," and they obviously see sense and think, "No, you can't. This guy's past helping. We just keep
Right.
him here for his own good." And she rebels. I'm not sure whether she actually kills her superior, but she bludgeons her across the face with a blunt object.
I
They-
like Harley Quinn. I like her a lot.
Yeah. Goes and frees the Joker. Then the Joker takes her to his facility, which I'm assuming is where he was transformed, and pushes her into this bucket of acid. And then she comes out and she's all grey skinned and multicolored hair. Which I don't know how acid does that to you. I get the grey skin, but I don't know how that dyed her hair.
Yeah.
But that is essentially how it happens. She gets pushed in, comes out, and then she starts making out with the Joker and loving him properly. Because before that, she was pretty freaked out, still. But that completely changed her.
The mind boggles.
Yeah, but then that's like saying, because they did the same with Marvel, with Daredevil in the film, I think. Yeah, where he,
Right.
the only reason why he gained his powers was because he was sprayed in the eyes with acid or toxic waste or whatever.
Oh, yes, right, yeah.
And that's how he gained his other senses to be so much more powerful than everyone else's. So yeah, that's pretty much the sum up of Suicide Squad. Also, a character who is going to be in the film and is also in the comic book series, King Shark.
King Shark.
Yes. Who is basically just a very tanky hammerhead shark. He's very cool, but he's also got this dark side to him where he'll go into sort of like this kill mode where he'll just stay very still. And then it doesn't matter who they are, whether they're friend or foe, comes up to him and actually disturbs him from this, he'll just chow down on them.
Lovely chap.
Yeah, but he'll be, oh, I did that sucks.
Oh,
I
right.
shouldn't have done that, but I find it bizarre how it's happened so often and so many people still do it. They should know this about him. That should be on his file somewhere. If he's quiet, leave him the fuck alone. But yeah, so definitely looking forward to Suicide Squad. I know that you might still take some convincing.
I'll see it.
Yeah.
Whether I believe it, I don't know, but I'll certainly see it.
And it's also got Captain Boomerang in it.
I don't know who that is.
I didn't
He
know.
always comes back.
He's, I think he's an Australian.
Of course.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. And he has a power, I think, that makes his boomerangs be able to cut through anything. I think that's the gist. Please comment if I'm wrong, but...
Well, I can't because I don't know.
Talking more to the people listening. But, so yeah, that's the long and the short of Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Coming out in 2016. 2016,
lovely.
Yes. The only reason why it came out so early, Paris told me, was because the trailer was leaked.
Yeah, there was a bad copy pirated, and Warner Brothers, I think it is, was just
Yeah, it was Warner Brothers.
we don't want it disgracing the original, so we just show it.
Yeah, I think they showed it at San Diego Comic Con.
Right.
So it was a bit back, but it was still fairly recently.
Okay.
And that was enough time for both of these to come out.
Right, that's 2016, so it's either that or Star Trek.
And another film that I wanted to quickly cover, I don't know whether you've seen it, but the new Frankenstein film
Oh, no, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
with Daniel Radcliffe and the guy who plays Professor X in...
I'm sorry, I fell asleep when you said Daniel Radcliffe.
I'm guessing, because you're not so much a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
You must be the first.
I'm not the only.
There's a small underground movement that hate Harry Potter. But and the guy who plays Professor X in the films First Class and Days of Future Past.
I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Yeah. And the long and the short of it is that they've redesigned the story a bit, that there are two scientists this time.
Mm-hmm.
And they, Frankenstein and... I can't remember the name of the other guy, but that's who Daniel Radcliffe's going to be playing, the other scientist. And they come up with the first Frankenstein's monster.
Okay.
But then I think Dr. Frankenstein gets contacted by the government. They see his work and they say, we want you to create basically an unkillable army.
Okay.
Because...
As you do.
It would be... It'd still be fairly controversial, but it could be dulled down by the fact that these people used to be dead. So we're not sending live people into battle. We're sending bits of live people that are now another being into battle.
ISIS, take note.
But yeah, so that's the long and the short of the story. I felt like there was a bit of a Pirates in the Caribbean feel with the comedy. I don't know whether you got the same feel, Paris.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. It was just the way they, especially with the fourth film of Pirates, they mixed the dark humour, or the dark side of it, with the comedy,
Okay.
mainly of Johnny Depp. So yeah, that's the long and the short of that. Talking about Pirates, have any of you heard that there's going to be a fifth Pirates film?
Yep.
Is there really?
Yes.
I haven't heard of this, but tell me
Dead
more.
Man Tell No Tale.
Johnny Depp hasn't been confirmed for it yet, though, has he?
No, he has.
Oh, he has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I saw Orlando Bloom and someone else.
Yeah, Orlando Bloom's the one that's still up in the air.
Really?
I think.
No, he's confirmed.
Is he confirmed?
Yeah.
Okay. The one who's also up in the air is the female. She's Spanish. The one who was in the last film. There's the lead female role. The one who played Blackbeard's daughter.
Wasn't she with Jack Sparrow?
When?
I'm vaguely remembering something. I haven't seen it in a while.
Because the end of the fourth film is him abandoning her on the desert island,
Oh yeah, I remember.
and then after the credits, she finds the voodoo doll of Jack Sparrow in the sea.
I do know. Again, haven't watched these films in ages.
Yeah, that's fair
I know what you're talking about, though. I'm not sure of her name.
Okay, well,
I know who you mean.
you know who I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so the general plot of Dead Man Tell No Tale is that it's the hunt for Poseidon's fork staff. Thingy. Trident.
Hmm.
I just feel like it's getting a bit old now.
When was the first movie?
The first
Is that of interest?
film, I don't know, but it was.
I think it might have been like.
It was early
2009.
2000s, wasn't it? Or was it that? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I didn't
Yeah.
realise it was that far back. Oh, sorry, not that far back.
I remember watching it in like year 7 or year 8 for the first time.
Yeah, and they had the Pirates in the Caribbean land at Disneyland for quite a while.
Okay.
But
But yeah, it has been running a fair while.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just still think, and I said this in the last podcast that I did with Adam and Soph, that it should have ended with the third one. And if they were going to do any more, it should have been more like Jack Sparrow's origin story rather than continuing it on.
You do get the idea that, even though the last two are brilliant,
Yeah.
Break No Bones, you do get the idea that the other two were trying to make it go a bit further. We're trying to stretch the story.
So was that
almost.
3 as well?
3, not so much with 3, although I think I agree with you in a sense they should have ended with 3, but you do get the idea of 4 and 5.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
with 4 and
going on a
5.
bit.
Also in that they're meant to have Jack Sparrow's arch nemesis, which for some reason isn't Barbossa. It's this person that was never mentioned in the other 4 films.
Right.
So I hate it when they do that, when they just introduce a new character that they've never mentioned before.
Maybe that's how they're trying to keep it all new and everything. Like, and
Yeah,
stop
but-
it getting boring. Just bring out someone out the blue. I don't know. It's their logic.
And here's another problem I have with it. Will Turner, because he got his heart cut out, so that's how he survived the third film. He became basically the new David Jones. Or Davy Jones. That film then can only be over the course of a day. Because he can only step on land once every 10 years. He can only come back from the limbo.
You see,
Well,
at this
once every
point,
10 years.
I'm thinking, would it not be more easier to do like they did, say, again, Star Trek, and just reboot the entire series, perhaps?
But that would be with a different actor playing
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow. But that's the problem with it. Jack Sparrow, it's like with Iron Man and Sherlock, the TV series. Benedict Cumberbatch to many people is Sherlock. Robbie Downey Jr. to many people is Iron Man. And Johnny Depp to many people is Jack Sparrow.
I agree with Iron
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, so Pirates in the Caribbean, I feel, only exists for many people because Johnny Depp's there. And it was
Yeah.
built... I'm pretty sure they just went up to Johnny Depp and were sort of like, we have a half-baked idea. It's an adventure with ghosts and stuff like that. What would you like? I'm going to say pirates. And I want to be the lead one, and I want to drink rum all the time. So yeah, I feel like he had quite a big input. For some reason, I feel like he had a big input in that. And the film wouldn't be as good without him, despite the fact that he is getting on a bit.
So, when is this 5th one coming out?
I don't know for a date. There's something that I'm not too sure about. Someone may have to confirm this, but I feel like the title of it, and it was quite clever, came from a scene in the first film when they're going through the sort of abandoned graveyard of ships. And there's that one shot with the parrot on the rigging, and it actually shouts, I think, "Dead Man Tell No Tale," which I think is quite cool.
Doesn't Barbossa say it to his crew or something? He's just like, dead man tells no tales.
I'm going to have to watch them again then in that case, which is not going to be a hardship, but
Yeah.
because I like those films. But yeah, it's I don't know what I feel about the 5th one. I
Wait and
I
see.
didn't want the fourth one. The only thing that made it good for me was the actor that played Blackbeard,
Yeah.
because he was really cool. But I don't want to see a fifth one.
Wait and see, I suppose. See
Yeah.
how it goes.
Talking about Poseidon's Trident, just very quickly going back to DC.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that we're having an Aquaman standalone film?
I was wondering why he's wearing
Shut.
a t-shirt.
And it's been. You haven't seen any Game of Thrones, have you?
I've glimpsed at a few,
Okay, well, they're the first season.
probably.
Do you remember the warrior tribe that the blonde lady with the dragons, or the dragon eggs probably at that point?
Ish.
Big, beefy guy, rapes her at the very beginning. Not a family production.
I wonder
Not
why.
for, not for
I
children.
wonder why.
He's going to be playing Aquaman,
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
which I feel is quite a controversial idea, because for me, Aquaman's always been blonde.
Again, on the t-shirt,
Yes.
it's sort of, yeah.
Yeah, but he's, even in the poster, he's dark hair. And he's also going to be in the Justice League film as well.
Okay.
Because I can't remember what the lineup is for superhero films, because we've got quite a few coming up, all the way up to 2017.
I believe so, but I think linking that, if I may,
Yeah, go for it.
Ant-Man,
Fuck.
it's just...
Ant-Man was
why
good.
did they make that?
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
You've seen Ant-Man?
Yeah, I went to see it with Grant the day it came out.
Oh, damn it. I need to catch up. Have you seen Fantastic Four then?
No.
Okay, so Ant-Man. I don't like the premise, because why would you ever shrink yourself down? Why?
To fit through small gaps.
Just
He
blow
got
it
out.
up, though.
He got out of prison with it
Why was he in prison?
because he got arrested for
Why?
Being small.
robbery.
Hey, we can't say stuff like that.
No, because he was breaking into a house. He stole the suit. He was returning it, and then when he was going out, he got arrested for returning what he stole. And then when he got
So why did he steal it if he were only going to return it?
because rumour it was like they needed to do a robbery, and it was rumoured that there was like something really valuable in there. So he went, and then he just saw a suit, and he just took it.
Oh, okay, so he's robbing stuff anyway.
Yeah,
Okay,
he just got out of prison for robbery, and then he starts robbing again.
good job.
Yeah, smart dude.
So the long and the short of it is that he's basically a criminal that likes to steal things while being essentially invisible,
Right. Yes.
I guess.
It's just,
Yeah?
it just for me. I just don't think it'll work. To be honest, I don't think that there'll be a second one.
There is at the
There
end
is?
after the
God,
credits.
there's a second
Am I
one.
spoiling everything? I'm
No.
spoiling.
No. I'm not saying that because of spoilers. I'm just saying why.
Yeah,
Why the
that's
fuck
what
is there a second one?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Paris. Go on. Explain.
Well, we had to wait till the end of the credits, and then it just came up, and it was like
Ant-Man
will return.
Ah, that's
Oh,
almost
I
as
was
dumb as the
happy.
Howard the Duck
No,
thing.
I've got it. Ant-Man will return.
Yeah.
And then get squashed.
Yeah. It's just going to be the Avengers. He's going to be right underneath Thor's
Oh,
foot.
he
He's
fought
gonna
one of the
fucking
Avengers
step
in
on
it.
Huh?
He fought one of the Avengers in it.
Which one?
He had
Captain America, please.
No.
Oh.
Some dude with the wings, I think.
Oh,
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye,
Isn't it?
yeah. Mm.
Yeah, him.
Great, that one guy that was in the second Captain America film that
Yeah,
was
'cause he
not
goes
even
to-
really in the Avengers.
Yeah, because Ant-Man goes to the what's the Avengers hotel thing? Where they all live.
Travago.
So I think one of these days the Avengers will just have to just bring Spider-Man along. I just don't.
No, they are going to.
They are going to.
He's going to join the Avengers.
It's about time too, isn't it?
And if they
So.
if they follow the comic book, Wolverine is as well.
Is he? Oh, okay.
Because I think he feels betrayed by the X-Men at some point and then joins the Avengers. And then they had the whole comic book thing of Avengers versus X-Men,
Right.
which was pretty cool.
One to see.
Yeah, but yeah, sorry, going back to Ant-Man, I'm gonna have to see it because I'm definitely getting into Marvel now, along with DC. But I'm not looking forward to it by any means.
You should. It ain't that bad.
But
I liked it.
and Fantastic Four, apparently that was a massive crash at the box office.
I haven't seen the newer one.
No,
Watched
but
the
you've
originals.
you've seen the
Yep.
originals, yeah. Have you seen the originals, Paris?
None.
No,
Sorry.
that's all right.
You're missing out.
What did you think about the originals? Because I've got my own views on it.
I like them.
Yeah.
Gotta admit. Look, I'm a big Iron Man fan, so okay, they're not going to touch Iron
No,
Man.
that's
so
fair enough.
I think if you just want, if I just think that if it was on one evening, just sit down,
Yeah,
watch
it
the
is
movie.
one of those films.
Yeah,
It's
it
definitely
is
one of those
pretty
films.
much. But I wouldn't go out of my way to see it or indeed buy the movies.
No. I believe that the new one is a reboot because
Yeah,
they're going back from the sort of origin story idea. But apparently the Doctor Doom in this is even worse than the one in the original film.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And he gets defeated in a really terrible way. I don't know that way, but all I know is that he gets defeated really badly.
Okay.
So he's even worse. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that by any means, unfortunately. But I will I will go and see Ant-Man at some point
Good.
because I feel like I should, and I'll also go and see some of the other DC films I'm not looking forward to.
Aquaman on top of your list being.
No,
Marvel.
I'm looking forward to
Yes,
that.
Yeah.
What does
And he's
Aquaman
DC
do?
anyway. Huh?
What does Aquaman do? Is he just a fish?
No, he's not even really a fish. He's I think one of the origin stories is he's Poseidon's son, and he commands the seas as well as all the creatures that live in it.
Okay.
So if he wanted to, if there was say an island or even a ship that was owned by a group of misdoers or whatever, he could command a tidal wave to just sort
So
of flip
he's
that
the
shit
kind
over.
of guy you want to stand next to if there's a tsunami.
Yeah, he is only useful in the sea.
Yeah.
And
There's
there's
no one
this.
to fight in the sea though. Like there's no villains or anything in the sea really.
Well, what if they need to get from country to country, Paris?
What is he meant to help them?
No, but if they have to get from country to country, then they may have to cross the sea.
Exactly.
Does he help whales? Like whales get killed a lot.
Yeah, strange enough, there is actually a Robot Chicken sketch of a harpoon team who keep on going after whales, but then Aquaman feels like he isn't being paid anything, so he joins the poachers.
Oh, God damn it.
He calls whales up just to be killed. But
Aquaman's an asshole.
well, yeah, but that was a comedy sketch, which went
Okay.
against what he actually stands for. All in all, Aquaman, friends of the sea life, and commander of the seven seas, more or less. But there's been this ongoing thing that Aquaman sucks. I think he's great.
He
But-
seems kind of sucky to me.
I'm not going to comment.
But yeah. Aquaman, I don't mind him.
Okay.
Yeah. Paris, I know that you're probably not looking forward to this part of the podcast,
Oh god. Here we go.
but we're going to move on to something that I talked to you about yesterday.
Did we?
Yes.
I'm scared now. What?
No, that's alright. Paris, for those who don't know who are listening, I made Paris watch Star Wars Episode 1 to 3, which, fair to say... you
And
probably...
she's still here. She's still alive.
Yeah, she's still alive. But fair to say it probably wasn't your favourite set of films of all time.
I forgot half of it.
Okay. But that's kind of the point of this next part. For those who know Star Wars, and for me especially, because I know probably every single scene, every single set of dialogue in that.
No, take the probably out and replace it with definitely.
Definitely.
Yes.
I spent
Definitely.
way too much time on it.
You were speaking half the film when we was watching it.
Yeah, I know, because I can't help
Oh, you're
it.
not one of those people who just
Well, if
sit there and talk.
if
I
it's
cannot stand
If
that.
it's Star Wars, yes.
I cannot stand that. It's like you get someone in front of you at a cinema who's constantly rabbiting. You just want to punch them in the head.
What's stopping you? I mean, what?
Well, yeah, for starters,
Yeah, it's dark, they
well,
can't
for
see you.
starters, I mean, I actually want to sit there and watch the movie, not get arrested and be taken to a Black Mariah. But
Fair enough. But Paris, what I'm gonna ask you to do is sum up Star Wars Episodes 1 to 3 to the best of your ability.
Okay.
I'll give you some time.
after a time,
Which film has what film did I think I saw the green frogfish thing?
In Episode 4, which you haven't seen.
I know, but what one did you think it could have been?
Episode 1.
Okay, then I'll start with the green frog.
You start off with Episode 1. Why start from anything else?
who do you mean as the green frog, just out of interest?
Greedo.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay.
It's sort of like green frog, Greedo.
Yeah, if you squint.
Yeah, not really. Okay. So, can you give us a summation maybe of Episode 1 to start off with?
Okay, so them two people, Liam Neeson and what's his face, run through Gregory something in it.
Huh?
Gregory something. Liam Neeson and Gregory something in it. No,
Guy who plays Obi-Wan.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it?
It's not Gregory.
No, it is Ewan McGregor.
Yes.
Gregor. But I'll just call him Greg.
Okay.
just call him
Sure,
Huey.
I'm sure
Yeah.
he'll love that.
What's his character actually?
Obi-Wan.
Oh fuck.
Ben. Ben Kenobi. So call him Ben.
Okay, I'll call him Ben. I can remember Ben. 3
Okay.
letters, I can do that.
Okay.
Right. So those two are running through, they're like hitting a bunch of robots with their little swords, lightsabers. There will be a pink one, there is a pink one.
No!
Yes!
We're not going through this shit.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
all that fighting thing, then they fly off to another galaxy, I think. Or not, I don't remember.
Really? Below the space station, but alright.
See, sorry, I've just got to say, for the benefit of the listeners,
Yes.
you know the look on like the faces of people when they run their nails down a chalk blackboard. It's just that completely sums up your face as Paris here talks about Star Wars.
No, that's fine. Go on. Go on.
Oh god, do I dare continue?
No, go for it.
Well,
That sounds wonderful on the audio.
Even a dog agrees.
Yeah. Anyway.
yeah. Then they fly off to another galaxy. They meet that little kid, Luke in it.
Yeah, it is. It's Luke.
It's definitely not Anakin.
Nah.
Oh.
No, not Anakin.
No.
Wait, who's Luke again?
That's not until the films you haven't seen, Paris.
Oh god damn it.
I don't know what you know more about the films you haven't fucking seen.
Should we talk about Alec Guinness in a minute?
Okay. So we've pretty much skipped the whole Naboo crisis and gone straight to Tatooine. Okay. How the fuck did he even get out there? Okay, so
Okay, then
yeah.
that little boy meets that woman and that girl who's like a couple years older. Them two like fall in love or something, or she just likes him, be a bit of a paedophile. Anyway.
Okay.
Then that thing from Insidious gets sawed in half and thrown down a well. Liam
Yeah.
Neeson dies as well.
Yeah. Don't forget that. I mean, that's-
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was so fucking choked up about that. Okay, so that's more or less episode 1 done.
Yep.
Episode two?
Isn't that when there's like a little rocket race?
That's episode 1.
Oh, never mind. Oh god. I don't remember 2. Going on to
How
3.
the fuck do you not remember 2?
Yeah, when I walked out the cinema, I thought that what did I just watch? Oh, it was 2.
Come on, Paris. There has to be something.
2. Oh no, just that kid and that girl getting together. That's all I remember because UKEP was just like the paedophile or something.
I think for me, the opening, probably not the opening, but early on in that movie when they're jumping from, I forgot what they're called. They're like futuristic cars, aren't they, in the city? They're just jumping from one of them, so he actually loses his lightsaber in that scene. Does he lose it, or is it given back to him?
He loses it, but then Obi-Wan catches it and gives it back to him.
Right.
Later time.
I thought that scene was a bit very, very green screen. Very.
Oh yeah, it was green screen to hell.
That kind of set the motion for me for the entire second film. I just think it was more.
And the prequels in itself, because that was the point with.
I know, but the second more.
Yeah,
side
yeah.
effects, I think.
That was the problem though with the prequels that instead of going with the practical effects, it was then more towards the.
70s and 80s ones were better.
Wasn't
were.
the second one mainly about politics?
That was more the first one. They did have politics stuff in the second one, but
Because that's probably why I didn't pay much attention.
no, I think that was Wall Street you were watching there.
yeah.
I haven't seen Wall Street.
But yeah, so you're gonna say that episode 2 was pretty much Anakin and Padme getting together.
That's her name. Anyway.
Padme, yeah.
To be fair, that was like
It
one
was
of the
pretty
big
much
things
it. Yeah,
about the movie.
yeah. You know, there was also a war, Paris, and many people died. But you know, the fact that
Wasn't there a white suit? There was a white suit, wasn't there? Someone was in a white suit.
every single fucking clone trooper in the world was in a white suit. Like thousands of people were in a fucking white suit, not just one. Okay.
Okay.
So
Well, at least I remember that.
okay, so that's episode 2. So
Episode 3, the black guy dies.
That wasn't racist at all, was it?
well, he does die.
Isn't he like the only black guy in it though?
He's that. Yeah. Well,
I
no,
forgot
'cause
his name.
Mace Windu,
That.
It's better than the 70s one, so there weren't any at all.
Lando Calrissian,
Was he? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Good point.
and that one pilot.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, pretty
Okay,
much on
yeah.
it. Pretty much on the money.
Who's that guy I really hate?
Darth Sidious.
Yeah, I hate him so much.
Okay. Good
Oh.
for you.
That's not the one played by what's his name who just died very recently. I've completely forgotten his name.
No. No.
Who am I thinking of?
Gandalf.
Indeed, yeah. What's his name? Christopher Lee. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
no,
Christopher-
that was not played
What
by
was the
Christopher.
character he played? That
Count
was
Dooku.
Count Dooku. Second one.
He
There you go,
also-
he was in there.
But he did die in the third one.
Oh yeah, Yoda. I forgot about Yoda. I love
Yeah,
Yoda.
how the fuck did
Yeah, Yoda. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm not that big a fan of Yoda, but
we
I
can
just
easily miss him. He's that small.
Oh yeah, he had that fight with what's his face?
Count Dooku
Christopher Lee.
in the second one though.
Damn it.
We're done with the second one. Paris.
But I remember that.
He also has a fight with Darth Sidious in the third one. But we'll gloss over that.
Yeah, and then that guy gets burnt alive and just crawls out of lava like, I'm dying.
Which guy would that be, Paris? There are quite a few.
The little kid, and then that lady.
He wasn't little. He was.
Yeah.
Well, when he grew up.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
grow up.
Yeah, he was just about as whiny as he was in the first film. But,
And then that lady, he was getting paranoid about that lady, so he tried to choke her in midair. What a lovely husband.
yeah. Okay.
And
And
then they had kids, but he died and didn't live to see. Oh no, he became Darth Vader.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you corrected yourself there because it wasn't him who died.
And then-
He looks like a
It was-
marshmallow, doesn't he? He looks like a marshmallow without the helmet. Or is that no? Oh,
That's
Darth
episode
Vader.
5, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and then she dies, and then those two kids. It's the kid Luke.
Oh my god, it looked like you had such an epiphany. It makes sense.
I did it. I got to the end of the 3.
Yeah.
There we go.
So that's
Painfully, but we got there.
What's more painful for him is pink lightsabers.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm
Your face
almost.
has gone pink. Was it really that painful?
That's right. But what would be brilliant is if I actually had the money to buy then episode 1, 2, and 3 again, but got you to write the summations at the back. That'd be fucking cool. That'd be a great collector's thing to have. Paris' summation of Star Wars. That'd be very cool. But yeah, okay. So thank you for that, Paris. That was
I did try.
enlightening.
Yeah.
So if anyone hasn't seen Star Wars, and God forbid, if you weren't enthusiastic about seeing it, you are now. I no longer have to force it at you guys. You know, go and watch that shit. But, so yeah, thank you very much, Paris, for
You're welcome.
summing
Hope
up.
Hope it wasn't too
Right.
painful.
Now go and watch the other 3 and tell us about them.
Yeah. Are you wanting to watch the other 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you already? The classic ones.
She hasn't
No.
yet. Because
Right.
we had the option. I sat her down. I had all 6 laid out on the table. And I said, some people like to start with episode 1. But the best way to get into it is to start from episode 4. And for some reason, you said, let's start from episode 1.
Because the ones at the beginning, you start from 1.
That's not how
We should save the best till last, be fair.
she is. That's fair
Although-
The
enough.
first
But
3 were quite lame.
Although
though.
for me, I think was the 5th one that's my favourite overall.
thank God you say that because it is the best. It's one of the most engrossing films of all time also. But
As you mentioned earlier on.
yes, I did. But yeah, so I suppose you are saving, but you took a risky risk there. Like by going through all the Jar Jar shit and all that.
Oh yeah, I forgot Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Okay, when
Please,
I was
someone kill him. Shoot him. I don't care how you do it. Just kill him.
Hey, when I was right, here we go. When I was a kid, I had the little beanbag Jar Jar, and when I was a little kid in 1990, whenever
Yeah.
I used to sleep with it on my pillow.
You didn't try and choke it.
No, I didn't. It was about about foot high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone's giving me strange looks all of a sudden.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, I would like to have a Jar Jar collectible just because I think it would add to the collection.
I don't have it anymore, sadly. But
That's
yeah.
unfortunate. But to have one at some point, but I just don't like the character. Apart from the fact that he's also a giant racial stereotype.
True, but you kind of have to replace your teddy bear. I don't think Mr. Coles will like that, would he?
It's true. I'm on tonight, whatever. So yeah, so thank you very much, Paris, for summing up Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
We'll join you in a year to go through Star
Yep.
Wars episodes 4, 5,
Yep.
and 6.
And I won't forget Jar Jar.
Well, you're in
and
the
how much
same.
he needs to die.
You're more or less the same position as our mutual friend Grant because he's only on Star Wars 5, I think now. But he started at Star Wars Episode 4. He didn't go through the prequels.
Okay.
So yeah. So maybe you'll finish at the same time.
Can make a deal with him. If I finish Steven Universe, he has to watch that.
I think
Oh no, I did that already with Heat.
I
He
think
needs
there's
to watch
probably
the
3
Heat.
more newer films by the time you get to that point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's one coming out on your birthday as well.
Not on my birthday. 3 days before.
Oh.
18th. Looking forward to it.
I can tell.
A lot.
I can tell.
It's going to be amazing.
How many years you been waiting for that?
Well, it was only announced that Disney was taking over Star Wars. That was a year and a bit ago, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm obviously never expected, because George Lucas, who was the original director and co-director of most of all the Star Wars films, he said, "I'm out. I'm done. The only thing I'm going to be part of is the animated Clone Wars TV series, and then Rebels when that comes along."
They're making a TV series of it.
They already did it.
They did it.
Over 100 episodes of the
Right.
Star Wars Clone Wars.
I didn't know that.
And
Passed me
Rebels is on its second season now.
by. Oh, all right.
When's that out?
Or
Clone
Rebels.
Wars. Clone Wars.
It's already out, Paris.
Oh.
I told you it was already done.
I'm sorry.
I have the box set. But,
I
yes.
ain't got to watch them, have I?
No.
'Cause
Because
yeah.
that's between episodes 2 and 3.
And in Alex's head, he's saying, "Thank God."
Don't blame him.
Getting you to sum up the Clone Wars would be interesting, because there's just so many stories from so many different characters. It would just be...
My memory really ain't that great.
And plus, you wouldn't want to watch over 100 episodes in a day.
How long is each?
About 25 minutes. So
Yeah, that's too
that's
long.
whether you can even get for 100 in a day. That's some serious math.
I couldn't do that.
You still need to watch Atlantis. Have you watched it yet?
What was that, season 3 that ended? Or was that season 2?
2.5.
What?
They split season 2 into 2 parts.
Oh, I hate
Part
it when
one
they
and
did
part
that. They
two.
did that with Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
but-
that was annoying. Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Just
But
went bust.
and then they got some money again.
Yeah.
I liked Atlantis season 2. Did not like the ending of it. But I haven't yet seen Atlantis season 1. So it still doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me. But it's nice. It's okay. Yeah. It's alright.
Okay.
Are we getting a season 3?
I don't know. I hope so. Don't think so.
No?
No.
Have you-
Because it doesn't seem that greatly popular with people. Like, you ask anyone if they've seen it, and they're like, no, not really.
But it's on at a really awkward time. It's on during usually when most people are having dinner. It's sort of
How
7
inconvenient.
o'clock.
But everyone eats in front of the TV, don't they?
Not everyone. I don't. Well, not here. I don't.
Well, I
Dad
can't because
does it.
I eat in a kitchen and there's no TV in our kitchen, funnily enough.
Yeah, I just feel like that show's on at a really inconvenient time.
iPlayer.
Yeah, it's true.
iPlayer, perfect. That's the answer to everything these days.
It
isn't it?
is.
iPlayer.
On demand.
Talking about catch-up TV, there's a series that I watched 2 of the episodes on catch-up TV. Now I've been watching it on regular television. Last Man on Earth.
Oh yes,
Have you-
I saw one of those actually.
What did you think?
I thought the idea. It's an interesting concept.
It
I
is
have
a
to
very
admit.
interesting concept.
The only man left on Earth.
What would you do?
Now I must confess, I don't think I probably saw the first one or the first half of it.
Okay.
So I don't actually know how he woke up and realised, oh, there's no one.
They really don't explain it in the first
They
one.
don't explain
They just
that
pretty
at
much.
all.
I think it's 2 years after this virus,
Right.
and it's just I am the last man.
Yeah. So
and
what
it-
happened to the people? I mean, if it was a virus,
They
when-
did,
when
that is all they said.
right.
It was just a virus, which is in a way a lot better because then they don't have to cover up.
I mean-
in all the technical shit.
It's one of the ideology is quite interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
you can wake up every day, you can do whatever you want, go whatever you like, you can have anything you want because
everything's there.
everything's there.
Apart from
the world's
food,
your
which
oyster.
would, sort of go off.
But it's pros and cons really. One of the things that really shone out for me, I think he spent half the episode talking to this doll in a shop window.
The mannequin.
And he's interesting way of opening windows, just points a gun and shoot. But
Yeah.
I found that quite interesting. But it's again like you can only go for so long without talking to someone.
Yeah,
You can only go so long because I think towards the end of the episode I watched, he was talking to little balls and
yeah.
flats
He was
and
going to
golf balls.
There was a scene
footballs.
where he went to a pub. And he'd basically drawn faces on like a tennis ball and a football, and he was just basically offering drinks to these imaginary friends that weren't even there.
and he named about 20 of them
Yeah.
off the cuff.
Why is
Yeah.
he not dying of the virus?
I don't know. That was never explained either. He
Like,
was just.
if he's going out in the world, isn't that where everyone like caught it?
Well, we don't know what sort of virus it was, whether it was airborne or what.
Well, surely it is airborne if everyone died.
Yeah, but maybe it was in the water, like seriously in the water, because this guy only drinks alcohol. Well, now he does, because I think originally he was a fairly respectable guy, but now he's just fuck everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, there's this brilliant scene where he just gets a load of bottles of tequila and just various alcohols and pours them into a blow-up pool. Just basically lies in there and just lets it sort of go into his mouth. But yeah, I think Paris, the guy does some things that I think that you would do. One of which being that James quickly mentioned, where he goes up to a shop and it says no shoes, no shirt, no service. He just points a gun and shoots them.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, it's a really good series. Recommend checking it out. I think 4 episodes now are out, all on
What's it called again?
Last Man on Earth. It's not on BBC iPlayer. It's on BBC Television Catch Up. I've got the app, so I can show that to you wherever my phone's gone. Well, that's the point. I may go and grab my phone. So you guys talk among yourselves quickly. Same thing.
Yeah, but that series, you actually haven't watched it then?
No.
Right. What do you think of the idea? If you were the last person on Earth, what would that be like for you? You've got a cheesy grin on.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, no rules.
Well, I don't know.
Just
Would it be a bit lonely?
Draw on a tennis ball.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's UK TV Play, which is the app, and that's what it looks like.
Oh, the blue thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you wanted to watch it, well,
Right.
you've already seen.
I've seen half of one.
And they bring out 2 episodes a week, both on a
Do they?
Monday.
Oh.
They're half an hour long, and they bring them up one after the other. So watch one and just go straight on to the other.
Right.
Do you guys want spoilers or
Of what?
of the series?
Yeah, go on.
Go for it. Go
You
on
sure?
then. Go for it.
Okay, so like James said, it's about a man who's the last, who feels like he's the last man on Earth, and he does essentially whatever he likes. There's a scene where he has a giant stack of toilet roll, gets a flamethrower, and just sets fire to it.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Another one where he just, I think he gets a load of china and then gets a bowling ball and then just bowls it at the china. And then when he gets bored of that, he gets a truck, puts all the bowling balls in the back, reverses and brakes, and then all the bowling balls come out and just smash through all the china.
Gotta say, what I love about that, I mean, it's obviously made in America, and I felt like the last man on Earth when I went to Kansas.
Fair enough. But so obviously that idea can only continue on for so long because it's only so long. Well, it's only you can only watch that for so long.
Yeah.
Watching a guy just
Yeah.
terrorize everything. He's about to end his life because he just feels like there's no point. He puts all his tennis ball friends on a rock, then paints a target, and then drives his car straight at it. But then he sees smoke in the distance and brakes.
Mm-hmm.
He drives towards it, and he finds this woman who he thinks is really, really beautiful, but passes out. And in his mind,
Turns out not to be.
in his mind, he's making out with her, but really, this woman's giving him CPR, and she's not all that attractive. And she's gone pretty much insane as well because she feels like that she was the last person on Earth because they've just come together out of chance, and she's really into order and stuff. And when they go to his house, it's just sort of like a sea of trash and pornography and just everything. And
So
she
much
ends
for
up
freedom.
she ends up coming over to his house and cleaning up while he's asleep and things like that. And he really doesn't like her until she starts to grow food because he's only ever lived off, after 2 years, none of the fresh stuff would be fresh.
Yeah.
So he's only lived off canned stuff, if that's still good. But then she starts to grow food like tomatoes and things like that. Oh, she's also a massive grammar Nazi.
What's a grab a Nazi?
So she'll correct him on any grammatical errors that he says or
We've
does.
all had a teacher like that. Come on.
Yeah.
I understand that bit.
Like she keeps on wanting to say tomato, and because they're in America, he'll say tomato. So he sees that her tomato plant is dying because it doesn't have any water. So he very kindly and really bizarrely goes to a reservoir. It's really funny to see him try it because he puts like a pipe over a reservoir, turns it on, it just explodes.
I thought he was going to say you peed on it, but all right.
He
That's watering
he
it.
eventually manages. It looks like a really shoddy job, but he manages to get water to this woman's tomato plant, which she thinks is a really nice gesture. She invites him over, and then they discuss their purpose, why they were the only two to survive, and she concludes that their purpose was to repopulate.
Which, of course...
Which, you know, even though she's not that attractive, he's the last man on Earth, so it's just like anything, you know, whatever. But then, when he's about to make the move, she says, no, I need to be married. Which
This
is...
woman.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
She has serious problems.
Yeah.
being the last person, you think some leeway somewhere or other.
So let me guess. The next episode, he has to become a priest.
No. What she does is she records a ceremony, like her voice. She records as if she were the priest, and then they stand there and do their vows.
Oh right, okay.
There's a really funny scene where she recorded her saying, "All right, now this guy can say his vows," and he just says something really short, and then the tape just drones on because she left a really big space for him. He just doesn't say anything. That doesn't go so well, but they do end up getting married in the end, and they actually start to get along a bit more. They start to mess around. Like there's this one scene where she comes home and he's playing racquetball in the house,
Yeah.
just with a million tennis balls. It's just sort of like, there's something that you got to know. I like to play racquetball in my house, and I'm gonna have to demand it. And then she's just like, yeah, but do you have another racket? And then they end up actually bonding
Oh,
properly.
okay.
Everything is going fine,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're in their car together, and it's like, you know what? This is kind of bearable. It's not great, but I can kind of get along with you. And then they end up crashing into this limo that's just pulled out, and they sort of send that flying. And this woman gets out of the car, and she's fucking attractive.
Right, okay.
And this guy just looks, he's like, I thought I was the last one, and I'm married, and
Yeah,
this, and then
yes.
it further transpires that this woman is just super horny.
Mm.
And she's like, isn't it bad luck that the only person I could meet is married? And I think he's halfway through getting undressed at that point. It's just like, that can change. So, I'm not feeling great about this character because I have morals about that sort of thing and stuff. But he rushes home to basically divorce his wife.
Yeah.
And he comes into the house to find that she's basically made a heart mirage of them together, and it's quite sweet. It's also quite cringy, but it's all like, this is a dick move if I now say I want a divorce.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's how it's left.
She
But
sounds like a nightmare.
she is, but like I said, it does get better because they start to interact together. Like there's the scene where he dresses up in tinfoil and she sets him on fire with a flamethrower, and they're just having good fun. But
Again.
like he asked her to do it, it wasn't like
I've never had that on a date before, funny enough.
no, but it's definitely still a good series. It's a shame that we're not going along with more stuff that he could do while being alone, because now he's got two other people
Yeah, yeah.
that he didn't previously knew were alive.
Mm. Isn't that defeating the object of the title of the
Well,
the
no,
TV?
it's still correct. The Last Man. There
Yes.
are two women.
True.
Yeah, so it's not wrong. But yeah, it's definitely a good series, and I don't know how that's going to work from there, because there's still quite a bit of conflict between the husband and the wife, because when the wedding went wrong the first time around, he thought that she was at her house, and he didn't even wait that long. He was just sort of like, right, I'm going to have to bash down the door. And he ends up bashing down most of the door frame as well. And when he enters the house, he's sort of like, yeah, I may have got a bit into it. But and then he ends up doing like a really shoddy replacement on the door.
Oh dear.
And there's this really great moment where she's trying to reassure him about the marriage, and it's sort of like, the door, it represents how our marriage is, and then it just cuts to the door and a bit falls off of it. But yeah, definitely recommend the series, and I can't wait till Monday, which, God, I'm going to have to wait until Monday, till this next 2 episodes. It's going to be good.
Right.
Know what I'm watching tonight?
Yeah. Well, don't let Grant know, because he thinks you should be watching Stevie Universe.
Oh yeah, sorry Grant. if you're listening.
I think there are definitely some elements in there, Paris, that you'd enjoy, like the gun in the shop.
Have you seen The Heat?
No, it's something.
Well,
like
they're in the hospital and she's using her phone, and the nurse is like, "No phones in the hospital," and then she points a gun and like, "How about now?" And I'm like, "Yes, she knows."
There's another scene. Sorry, I will end this, wrap this up a bit. But there's a scene where they have to go to a garden centre in order to pick up supplies for her tomato plant or
Right.
tomato plant.
Okay. Tomato.
Yes, and
You're English, come on.
yeah, and they arrive and he parks in a disabled spot.
Yeah.
And she has a go at him. It's just sort of like, look around you. The whole world is our parking spot. And then she has a moment and it's just like, okay, I'll move, but I want to have a parking spot that's just a little bit closer. And he just drives through the front of the shop. Yeah, like I said, good series. And definitely looking forward to the next 2 episodes. It's going to be good.
Great.
Yeah. Anything else we want to add? Because we've already been going for an hour and 15
Having
minutes.
it, we must have bored a lot of people.
Nah. This has definitely been one of the best podcasts we've done, so.
We're talking about TV episodes,
Yes.
movies,
Mm-hmm.
even comics. But I'm going to touch upon another movie,
Mhm.
and a lot of people. I'm guessing you two may have seen this, but certainly I haven't. Alien Predator.
Yep.
You're shaking your head automatically. I don't blame you for the Alien. Be honest, not a fan. I don't know about you, Alex.
Yep, seen them both.
Seen them both. Predator, yes, bit of a fan. But it was okay. Point is, I think last week was the first time I watched Prometheus.
Yeah, same here actually. Was that when it was on television?
Yes.
Yes,
Right,
we
so
watched it at the
first
same
time.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Same, both times. It's both first time for both of us. That was good.
Here's the thing, right? 'Cause I didn't see it in the cinema because I knew it was like a link to Alien, and I don't like Alien.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But I bared with it. I went to see this on TV, and I think I got about an hour of the way through it, and then I just turned it off.
Really?
I turned over the channel, and I went away for about an hour, and I popped it back on to the last 10 minutes of it. Reason being was because I think this. You're just looking at gogged at me. So I'll tell you what. There was this man, and isn't always, and he was basically in this space suit kind of thing, walking along the alien planet, and all of a sudden it was torched. I think because
Yeah,
trying to get
I
back
remember.
in the
Yeah.
space because it's been taken over.
He was infected, and the captain or co-captain of this mission thought it would be best to torture him because they had no idea what was wrong with him,
Exactly.
and it was just like we're gonna torture him. He either stays off or we torture him.
But the thing is, I mean, at the point where he was just killing the people all around him, that was the point where I turned off.
Really?
Yes, it was.
I was thinking that you would have turned off when it was just sort of like all the talky parts because there was a fair amount of that.
No, it was as soon as I started seeing that, I thought, oh, I'm watching this, just turned it off. Then,
Okay,
then,
fair
I,
enough.
then I went away watching another TV programme, and I was flicking back through and it's still on. I thought, okay, I'll last 10 minutes, I'll bear
Yeah.
with it and I'll watch it. And now I have to ask the penultimate question, what happened in the bit what I missed?
Okay, so the long and the short of it was that there was this race that had previously come to this planet,
Yeah.
and I think the long and the short of it was that they created the aliens.
They created us.
No, they created the aliens.
No.
That,
Well, from what I saw of the beginning of the movie,
yeah,
they came to this world,
yeah,
one of them sort of dissolved into the ocean,
yeah.
and that's how humanity came about, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Because I thought
That
I thought
makes
was the point.
sense.
I thought that was the whole point of him dissolving, and the point of them flying off. It was to meet the creators of.
Oh,
us.
okay,
And
okay.
even at the end of it,
But they also created the aliens. And the whole point was that
Yeah.
it was meant to be this ultimate fighting force, but then they couldn't control it.
so they created the aliens,
Yeah. Or the early aliens.
Yeah,
Whatever,
the early-
whatever
the things
overtook this
before
guy.
them. Yeah. Okay.
And one of them stayed on the planet, which is the one that they found and woke up.
Yes.
He then tried to take off in his spaceship, which I'm guessing was what the point you switched back onto. And the remaining team on this shuttle crashed their shuttle into the ship to prevent him from leaving, because
yeah,
he
yeah.
would have taken all of the dead aliens with him. Essentially,
Pretty much. Yeah.
he survived the crash somehow, and was infected by one of the alien spores. The last survivor of the crew got into sort of a fight with him and managed to contain him. But then, right at the end, when I think she manages to escape, you see the alien that we know dig its way out
Yeah.
of him.
And that was beginning of that.
That's the beginning of.
What I couldn't get my head around was a couple of things.
Uh-huh.
First of all, why was I can't remember his name. He's a rather good actor. He's British.
Well, the one from Michael Fassbender.
I think that might be in the. I'm not sure. He's at the beginning of the movie. He's taking care of everyone on the
The
ship.
one on the road. Yeah, that's
him.
that's Fassbender. Yeah.
Why was he just his head like there?
That's an alien thing that they do quite often, because that was in one of the, I think it was either Alien 2 or 3 with Ridley Scott. One of the robot companions there gets beheaded, and it's just sort of like all the white fluid that that it runs off of, but it's still able
How
to talk.
did he get beheaded? Because I didn't watch that bit.
I think it was one of the all-powerful beings, because he wanted to explore more. I'm guessing he was just programmed to do that.
Right.
So he woke up the alien or the creature, I think, and the creature reacted in a way that he didn't expect, which was sort of like, I must kill everything,
Yeah.
and in a process beheaded
Right.
this
Okay.
robot thing. So yeah, that's how it went.
Didn't get that bit. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I do now though. Right.
Yeah.
That's good. Thanks for clearing that up for
That's
me.
all right.
So
So that's Prometheus, pretty much.
my other question was,
Yeah.
those spore things that sort of become the aliens as we know.
Yeah.
Why did they create them?
They were sort of like the
What-
ultimate fighting force, but like I said, they couldn't control them.
Right.
So I
Okay.
think that was how it was.
It's
Because
it's a bit of an odd one to get your head around for me.
I mean,
that one.
if you're right in that the first scene was them creating us,
I think it was.
it was probably sort of like them sitting around the table and thinking, we've created humanity, it's this basic race that doesn't really do a lot, so let's create something that actually does something. Let's create something that fucks shit up, and then we're going to create this, and it's going to be cool. And they didn't really think it through,
Yeah,
and
but,
it went bad.
But yeah, I saw what I did see of it, and yeah,
It's alright. I really liked Alien versus Predator.
so did I. First one of those made too, didn't they?
Yeah, which was the one? Were both on Earth in current time?
I only watched one, the first one.
I know there was
Actually.
one that took place in a swimming pool scene.
That was just probably the second one because I don't remember seeing that bit.
Alright, okay. Where there were sort of like that really dodgy music video that Layla showed us.
What, the one at the swimming pool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where these kids go swimming and stuff's gonna get wild. And
And then things all turn into monsters.
well, yeah, but the aliens crawl into the swimming pool
Yeah.
and start to eat people essentially. Because you had said you hadn't seen Alien.
Mm.
It might be up your alley in terms of the blood stuff.
Oh, if you love that, you'll love Alien.
'Cause,
You'll love it.
Because there's a scene, I think it's in the first Alien film, when the crew are just sort of all sitting around the table, and then this guy starts to scream out in pain, pulls up his shirt, and like his skin's sort of pulsating there, and this alien sort of bursts its way out of his chest, and just sort of
Very nice, very
crawls
nice.
away.
What was he eating?
I love it in I think it's I can't remember which film. No, it was I think it was Spaceballs actually. It wasn't yeah, where right at the end someone has that burst out of their chest, but the alien has a little hat and stick and it does the dance and it just all goes away. But that's quite good. Do you want to wrap up this episode then? Because we've been going for 1 hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah, I think we better.
We better wrap up this episode. So thank you very much for joining me, James.
What?
Say your goodbyes.
Oh, right. Is it right now? Okay. Well, thank you very much. I'm James Hilton,
Yeah.
and it was a pleasure for having me. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you very much. Pleasure. Great to have you. And Paris.
Bye, everyone.
Short
All
and
right.
sweet.
So it's a pleasure to be on. Okay. Whatever.
she would. She's been looking at a watch. Yeah.
All right. And thank you very much. And I'll see you guys next week, hopefully, with another episode of NASCast.